welcome to Fantasy for the Ages, the today live show where us father and son talk about fantasy and a bunch of other things with a lot of other people. I'm the son, Zach.
And I'm the father, Jim, chuckling at how you just stumble through that mess since we're live. What are you, nervous?
Look, sometimes I just start talking and I let my mouth eventually catch up. We'll get there.
We will get there. Well, it is great to have all of you with us here today as we celebrate having crossed 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to all of you for helping us get this far. I mean, Zach, did you ever think we'd get this far in subscribers?
No, I remember earlier in the year, we were sitting somewhere around 2,000, and I was like, it'll be great if we hit the year by the end of the year. And then not that long ago, we celebrated 3,000. And now we're celebrating 4,000, and it's just crazy. Every time we hit a new milestone, I'm like, this is way more than 5.
Way more than 5 subscribers that he thought we'd be lucky to get. Yeah. So thanks for being here. If you are new today, if this is the first time you're watching one of our episodes, we encourage you to like the episode and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll see all the stuff we keep putting out all the time. Fun, nerdy, goofy stuff. We love books. We love other content related to all these speculative fiction genres, and we just, like to entertain. And shout out to our regular faithful subscribers, but also our Patreons.
Woo.
And we've got some of these people in the chat today. Thank you to everybody who's here in chat. I'm looking at my notes. I do have notes prepped in all memory. I'm stealing half of Zach's content here. This is not so good. I guess you're not the only one bumbling here as we get started.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm honestly, it's not yet 5, but I am drinking something because it's what we do sometimes when I get to talk to you. So it's just going to keep going downhill. We love it.
It is known. I would mention, yes, I'm drinking something too. We have some great guests that are with us today. That's what we love to do on these celebration live streams. We're going to start bringing them in. But as we bring each one in and they introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about them, we've asked them to be ready to tell what they're reading. Because that's one of the things we do on this channel. We share the love of books, we share what we're reading, and we grow your TBR. So we should do that first. And I am prepared.
What are you reading, Dad?
As usual, I'm reading 3 different things. I'm always reading 3 different things, 3 different formats. So in physical book, I've got it right here. I'm reading Fly Stone Fly, which is a dark fantasy debut novel by Dust Kunkel. It's actually a coworker of mine, but he's a published author, and I love that. I'm also reading in Kindle format Demon's Rise, book 2 of the Jantagai saga. This is epic fantasy by R.E. Sanders. I've read all 4 of his published works, including the 2 that are here in this saga, but they're all in the same world. They're all connected, and they're great. Okay. The last one I'm reading is The City of Mirrors. This is my audiobook read right now. It's the final book in Justin Cronin's The Passage trilogy, which is dystopian vampire horror. I mean, that's perfect for me.
Right up your alley.
Yeah. But it's also a massive bestseller. So this is some deep stuff and long audiobooks, and I am enjoying them. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I'll just throw a quick couple things. Physically, I'm working through R.F. Kuang's newest book, Catabasis, or Catabasis, or Catabasis,
like,
or however you want to say it. It's a whole thing. I love that she came out and said, say it however you want. It's fine. And I appreciate that because I would get it wrong otherwise. I'm also finishing up The Realm of the Elderlings right now. I'm on the second to last book, Fool's Quest. Almost done with that. And finally finishing up another one of those big, chunky, long series that get me my little bit of cred,
There you go. Absolutely. All right, let's bring in some guests. Let's get this party started. I want to shout out to chat, though. While we're doing that, feel free to be sharing what you're reading, the things that you're enjoying right now. But also, this is a great time. We're celebrating, 4,000 subscribers. We're heading to 5,000. What would you love to see in our content? this is your chance. Make some plugs. What kind of episodes do you want? What do you want us covering? What nerdy stuff do you want us to do? Feel free to put anything in the chat, and we'll catch it. All right, let's see if I can get the technical stuff.
First victim.
First victim, nice. Let's go with Glenn. Welcome to the show. It says your mic is muted, so make sure you turn your mic unmute. There you
Hey
go.
everybody, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Congratulations, Zach, Jim. Congratulations. Another milestone in such a short time. I'm impressed.
It's just
I
doing our
can't
thing
take
and having
credit for it
fun.
or
Yeah,
anything. It's everybody else.
So Glenn, tell them what you want to tell them about you.
Right now I'm working with my buddy Bill. You know him as Matt Stagger. We're trying to get non-terrestrial Half-Life back up and running. We had taken a break. So we're in the middle of reading some books for that. We've got some recording sessions planned later this coming month, and hopefully by the end of the year it'll be going back again.
Nice.
I might be making a new channel with another person, but I can't go too many details on that. But it'll be tangential to what I've done before.
Okay.
I get it. You
Let's
signed
just
the
say
NDA.
that.
You can't talk about it yet. I totally understand.
There you go. He could tell us.
Those
but then he'd have to
NDAs
tell
are
us.
tight, man. Really tight
Oh.
NDAs.
All right. What are you reading, Glenn?
I'm currently in the middle of a few books. 2 books for non-terrestrial Half-Life. That's Strange in a Strange Land and Exile by R.A. Salvatore. For myself right now, I'm reading book 3 of the Lightspeed trilogy by Ken MacLeod. It's called Beyond the Light Horizon. Pretty interesting. Not anything like I've read recently before, so I'm quite enjoying it.
Cool.
And I'm also, when I go to sleep at night, I'm listening to Fallen Dragon by Peter F. Hamilton. That's a reread for about the 5th or 6th time.
Yeah, you love Hamilton. You'll binge
Yeah.
his stuff anytime. Yeah.
Anytime.
All right. Awesome. Let's bring another guest. Leia, how are you doing?
Got to do the mute thing also. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm also celebrating with you guys.
Yay!
We're 4,000. Also, my name day is tomorrow, so getting a kickoff on that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Drink.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Roof Mistress Leia, where can they find you? What kind of stuff do you do? What do you want to tell them?
Well, I do several things. One of the primary ones is I'm one of the co-hosts on Threefold Talk. It's a Wheel of Time, full spoilers, IEL based theme show. So we kind of like a variety show. So we always talk about the daily news within the community, or the weekly news within the community, called the Daily Veil. And then we play games. Sometimes we have slightly more serious topics. We always try to bring in guests. So I think a lot of people, Jem and Zach, you guys have both been on the show at least once, if not more times.
Long time ago now, but yes, I have.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back on then.
Yes.
But yeah, so another thing that I do is also Wheel of Time based. It's a Wheel of Time 4th Age D&D game, D&D RPG called Time to Roll the Dice. And we're really getting into the like meat of the story. So kind of like those first 2 sessions where you kind of have to get past it to like really start getting into what's going on. That's where we are.
Nice.
So really excited about that.
Perfect name.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So I'm helping the Black Tower host their annual get together called the Gathering Madness. So it'll have live and virtual tickets. It's October 17th through the 19th. So if you want to come to Ogden, Utah and hang out with a whole bunch of Wheel of Time fantasy nerds, come, you can do that. Or if you can't make it, because I understand like sometimes travel is just difficult.
Yeah.
Also, it's less than a month away. We do have virtual tickets going for that. And
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, hit me up if
I got
you
one.
want the virtual tickets.
Okay.
And then that's it for projects, I think.
What are you reading? Give us the goods.
All right. Got to get out
Pulls
the
out
phone.
the list. I love it.
Got to get out the phone for this one. Okay, so I'm finishing up Kristen Ciccarelli's duology, The Rebel Witch, which is a romantasy-ish. So it's a little bit on the less spicy side than some of the other ones that I read, but still very good. League of Gentlemen Witches, which is the second of the trilogy by India Holton. So
Okay.
it's it's kind of set in like Jane Austen time, but like their women have discovered witchcraft and they've become pirates and taken over Victorian England, and
That sounds
it's
fun.
ridiculous and hilarious. So highly recommend those.
Nice.
I'm Death Masks by Jim Butcher. So it's one of the 4th, 5th, 6th of the Dresden Files.
One of those.
Well, yeah, something like that.
It's good.
And then The Hard Way by Lee Child. So again, it's one of the like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th of the Jack Reacher novels. So that's kind of my go to sleep books. So I can like go to sleep and not have to worry about missing too much and then rewind.
I love the adaptation of Reacher on Prime.
Oh, it's so good. And so far I've only read two of the books that have been adapted to the show. So like that's definitely been interesting. So those are all my audiobooks, and the 2 hardback or the physical books are both by Dr. Michael Livingston. So I've been reading Shards of Heaven. I have the trilogy, but I only read the first one. So kind of trying to get around to that. And then my big plug is Seaborn by Dr. Michael Livingston. We've got a Livingstons book club. And next Saturday, Dr. Livingston is doing a live Zoom with everybody in the book club. So, which I'm helping co-host. So if you want to catch up really quickly with Seaborn and hear from the author himself, all 3 of those books, that trilogy, have been released for the first time in physical form. It's a great fantasy book, like his world building is fascinating. So I highly, if you can't make it for this one, we're going to be continuing to read most of his books. Especially once Shards of Heaven are being re-released. I could go on. Let me get off my...
Okay, the rest of our guests, as you're coming on, don't feel intimidated that you don't have 6 books to share. Special. Okay, she's a special sort. We don't have to meet that standard. It's okay.
You know what? We love it.
Oh, absolutely. These are all great recommendations.
Special in the really weirdest of ways.
All right, next up, Eric Hahn. And again, everybody's muted when you first come in. There you go. I saw you got it.
Welcome. Yes. Ooh, I'm shiny too.
It's that bronze and tan that you must have.
I'm very shiny today. Congratulations, guys. 4,000. It seems like we just did the 3,000 show. And
I know, a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it's an honor to be back again. Yeah.
So, tell them about yourself, Eric. You've been a guest on the show a number of times.
Yep. As you might see in my name, I'm an author. I have written 3 books so far in the Drakenard Chronicles.
Ooh,
Jake, Xander, and Owen and Emelina, and I'm working on the 4th. They are fantasy books aimed at middle grade readers, but I have readers up to I don't know, the oldest people in my church, 90 something.
They're worthy. They're entertaining.
Super fun. I'm about 70,000 words into the 4th one, so I'm just getting to the interesting part. And then I also am a huge Stephen King fan. I love Stephen King, and I collect tarantulas. And yes, I am up to 36 now. It needed to be a nice round, divisible number.
Crazy.
And 36 tarantulas.
So is 40 next, or are we skipping straight to 50?
I don't know. See, here's how they get you. It's one shipping cost, no matter how many you buy.
Well,
and if you spend certain amounts, then you start getting freebies. So
oh my God.
I mean, at that point, let's just go straight to 60.
Yeah. 45, 50, 60. I don't know.
And that line works great with your wife. You just explain it like that, and she's all good.
We're at the place, Jim, where I don't even tell her anymore. I just
are they named? Okay. Are they all named?
I eventually named them all. The newest crop does not yet have names. I like to watch them for a while and then give them funny names. Or the kids at my school. I'm the principal of a school too, so sometimes the kids get to help name them. So that's why I have ones named like Blackie and Bitey and stuff like that.
And you do keep some of them in your school office, right?
Yeah, this year I expanded my school office section. I now have 20 at school.
20
other-
tarantulas
Okay,
in the
so there's
principal's
only
office.
16 at home.
That's
You've got more in
awesome.
school than home.
It's 16. Yeah.
Sounds like some sort of torture room for kids.
You think, you know,
It's
you be
actually
good, or I'm going to
amazing,
send you to the
Leia.
tarantulas, and they're like, "No, let me see the tarantulas."
Yeah. It works as a soother. I never use them as
Wow.
weapons.
All right, Eric, what are you reading right now?
So I don't have as many as Leia, but I usually
does?
do.
Who does?
No one does. I have the same thing. So I just finished this one. This was given to me by a pastor friend. It's called Myth Makers.
Okay.
The Remarkable Fellowship of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel, which
cool.
it's great. I
I'm
really
gonna have to check that
enjoyed
out.
it. Made me want to dig deeper in. I knew that they were friends, and I am jealous of the Inklings. And this was a great book to read.
Okay.
So I just finished that last night. So next of physical books is Stephen King and Maurice Sendak's Hansel and Gretel.
That's a
super
fascinating
excited about
one. Yeah, totally.
I haven't even popped the cover because I was like, I'm not going to look till I'm ready to read.
It's special. I'll wait.
Yeah. Audiobook right now, I'm reading on Jim's recommendation, The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey.
So good. Everybody
surprise,
read that.
surprise, it's zombies.
But a very unique approach.
Unique and really good. I mean, it really draws you in. The hook is interesting on this one. Really like
All
that.
about Melanie. Yeah.
And then I've got a devotional book I'm reading now called Encounters with Jesus by Tim Keller.
Okay.
I mean, Tim Keller's like the new C.S. Lewis for me.
I've read his stuff. He's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Super high level, but super accessible too. If you know nothing about Jesus or the Bible, read him. If you have known about him your whole life, read him. He'll explain it to you. So
There you go.
those are my books.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Let's bring in another guest, and we'll go with Daniel. Welcome to the show, Daniel.
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
We're doing well.
great.
We're
How you doing?
well.
Doing very well. I am super, super excited for you guys. Again, as Eric said, it feels like only yesterday that we were doing the 2,000 subscriber.
Yeah.
I looked back and it's like we haven't had you on since the 2K celebration. And I'm like, oh,
Which is totally fine. I mean, again, it was a lot of fun, and B, I'm excited to. I'll be on all of the evens, and it'll be great. So in 2 or 3 months, when you're at 6,000, we'll go ahead and do it again.
Well, tell them about yourself, Daniel.
So I am Daniel Beishank. I was formerly on actually the Black Tower podcast that Roof Mistress alluded to earlier that she is working with. I am now a full-time audiobook narrator. So
I knew you were looking to go into that. So you're in.
Need anyone, shoot me a message and I will be happy to go ahead and we can talk.
So Eric, are you taking notes there?
Yeah.
It's been super cool and super fun. I've actually been able to do that now since basically the middle of the summer.
Awesome.
And so in physical books, I am actually reading through Stormlight. I am on Stormlight book 2,
Nice.
which is very entertaining.
Is this your first time?
This is my first time, yes. I have actually... My introduction to Brandon was Wheel of Time. And I did not actually read hardly any Brandon outside of the Wheel of Time because I had so much of a TBR already. And then I met my partner, and she was like, no, seriously, I think that you're really gonna enjoy Brandon, so you really should catch up on some of these things. Plus, she was trying to read through the stuff that was coming out sort of like as it was coming out. And she wanted me to get there so that we could read some of it together and do things like that. And so then I started, and I actually got in my humble opinion, fairly admirable way through before I really dove headfirst into narration. And so now I do a little bit less reading for pleasure because I do so much reading for work,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is not none, but is less. and so in audiobook form, I'm actually reading 3 different books that I can't talk about because they're not out yet.
Those
Yeah.
days again. It comes again. Yes.
Right?
All
But I
right.
do actually have 5 books out at the moment in audiobook form on Audible. If you look me up by name, they'll all come up. 3 of them are, well, 2 of them are high fantasy, and they are a series kind of coming of age, reluctant hero, a reluctant heroine, I should say. One of them is actually a Christian urban fantasy, which is fascinating. It's actually a story about a group of people who effectively have to play escape rooms to get to people who are in nightmares to save them from the nightmares and give them the good news, if you will. And then there is a sci-fi romance novel, which is super entertaining. And yeah, good stuff.
I will definitely be checking
a lot of
these
fun.
out. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, but I think good weird to hear your voice reading books to me. You have a great voice, but it's also gonna be like,
thank you.
I know that guy.
Right?
A little surreal, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, and congratulations.
Absolutely.
Again.
Glad to have you here.
Also, definitely
Woo!
celebrating with you. It's
nice.
important.
Excellent. That looks like a very fine liquor.
Yes, it's actually, there is a bar that is a block from my house that I've actually started picking up shifts at, humorously enough, partially because then I get to drink for less. And it is called Rumba, and they have 700 different rum varieties on their wall.
Oh, that is right up my wife's list.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And I actually, before I even started picking up shifts there, and partially to the degree where I did start picking up shifts, I am part of their Rum Travelers Club. So I actually have a glass that is emblazoned with my name on it.
Nice.
When I finished their like special program. And I also have a glass at the bar where they pour me my drinks into when I drink.
This is awesome.
Notably, this episode of Fantasy for the Ages, not sponsored by Rumba, but if they want to, like, I'm not opposed.
Some bucks, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you're in Seattle, go check them out, and I will definitely talk to them about sponsoring the podcast.
Nice. All right, let's bring in another guest. Let's see, Carrie. Let's see. I am gonna hit this, and boom, there you are.
Hey, everybody.
Oh,
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, I'm known as Carrie. I swear, I'm just a girl who likes to read books.
just a girl.
I am known as a girl who recently finished The Wheel of Time. It took me 5 years to read it. So I finished that a couple months ago. I know, Leia, Daniel, I know you guys. So, God, what am I gonna say? What am I reading?
Yeah.
I have some visual aids here. And Eric, this is for you.
Eric's gonna be really happy about this.
Something Fairy
Nice.
Tale, highly recommended by several people. About 60% through this one. I really enjoyed the beginning. I'm struggling a little bit through the middle, but it's probably a me problem because I've been choosing video games more so than reading lately. So that's my fault. But I do want to talk really quick, and this is me being a rebel. This is not fantasy or sci-fi, but
There are other books. Yes.
I picked up 2 books. I was shopping at Costco with my daughter this morning, and by the way, Costco, you suck. Your book table is getting smaller and smaller.
Oh no, they used to be huge. Oh.
Yes. I picked up the latest book from Dan Brown, continuing his series on the Da Vinci Code character. Who doesn't love a good conspiracy theory with a historical twist? And then I recently picked up a prequel novel of The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. It's called Circle of Days. It's about the building of Stonehenge. So if you like historical fiction, this is for you. And yeah,
I
eventually
would
I'll get
make
to
the
that.
argument, Harry. I would make the argument that the Dan Brown is fantasy,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, there is elements there for sure.
and that's not dissing on it at all. There if there's any kind of fantastical element, I consider it
There
fantasy.
you go. There you go. Those are all worthy books.
The fact that the main character keeps getting in these situations, very fantastical.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a symbologist. Come on.
Yeah.
And he always gets the girl. So
Ugh,
And
true.
I'm on social media, Blue Sky, not so much lately, but I am there. And Discord, my handle is Hathor46, taken from the villain in Stargate from the original books in the 90s, before
Classic.
SG1. So
Yep.
there you go.
And you've appeared on numerous people's content, but we
Yeah.
had you first.
Yes, my very first live stream was with you guys when Zach was sick, and we were going back when you did the chapters by chapters with the Wheel of Time. We were talking about Fires of Heaven, and yeah, I was super nervous back then.
I literally
And
invited her like 10 minutes before we went live. It was great. She was like, "Yeah, okay."
Tim,
It goes down in history. It's great. I've never been happier to feel like death.
it helps that
I think you sent me a message like that once. Like, hey, can you come on in 10
It
minutes? I
happens
was
to
like,
every
I
content
wish.
creator. Last minute, I've been
Yeah.
on the Black Tower podcast a few times the same way. It's like, oh, we need somebody. Boom, that's how it works sometimes.
Jim is
He's
very
been on our
organized.
show last minute.
And
Very organized is a
but
nice way of saying
you
extremely
had it
anal about my notes.
scripted. You made me feel comfortable, all that. So
Look,
since then, I've been on a few others. So
I've been on vacation with him enough times. You could say he's type A. It's fair. It's there.
Probably. Yeah, I won't deny it. It's all good. All right. We've still got 3 more guests to bring in here.
this could be the whole show is introducing the guests.
Oh, this is all good. All right, let's bring onto the stage Derek. Welcome, Derek. How you doing?
Hey, Derek.
Derek froze.
Hey, everybody.
There he is. Okay.
Good. Thanks for having me. Congrats, Jim and Zach.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Tell us who you are and your content.
Perfect. Sure. Derek, I am one half of D&J's Epic Quest, Malazan read-through podcast. We do a chapter at a time. Jim, actually, a year ago today, I was in this very room, and you were a part of our what turned out to be about a 10-hour live stream on one chapter. So
What?
It was great.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You weren't there the whole time, but you were there for a good chunk of it. So, yeah. So
It's a fun
that's
show,
awesome.
but just like Malazan, it's for people with stamina. There's a lot to talk about.
There is, especially when you have a chapter that's 90 pages long. So,
Yeah. Well, Derek, what are you reading?
well, Justin and I just started Midnight Tides. We've read the prologue. We'll be recording our episode on that this upcoming Saturday. And then I am reading The Hobbit. I'm about two or three chapters into that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Is that your first time reading The Hobbit?
I haven't read it in probably 25 years.
So it's,
It's been a long time.
Okay.
Awesome.
First time as an adult, yeah.
There you go. All right.
So no.
It's not his first time. Not his
Yeah.
first time,
I
but
mean,
it's
to
like
be
you
fair, I need to go back and read that at some point. Last time I read it, I was 9. I don't know.
Fair.
It's-
So
A
you were
different
technically the
experience.
target audience.
Yeah,
Technically.
There are a
just
lot of
like a
books
century
that,
later.
where you read them when you're young, you read them again when you're old. I mean, Glenn, you have a whole YouTube channel about that. The books change.
Yeah.
What you get from them changes. Yeah.
It's like Pixar movies.
Well, that's
True.
just such an indicator of
Yeah.
a good book that when you're in different phases of your life, you can go back and reread it, and it's almost a completely different book. So,
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of us feel that way about the Wheel of Time, and
Mhm.
the Tolkien books are another
Especially-
excellent example.
Especially if you were under, say, 15 when you first read this book.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
now you're over 30, over 40. it's like that's an entirely different person that read that book,
Yeah.
and the way of thinking was entirely different, So yeah, it's quite an experience to do reread.
Absolutely. All right, let's bring in yet another guest. Let's see if I can get the right thing here. We will bring on another author, Stephen. Welcome to the show and first time appearing on Fantasy for the Ages.
First time appearing anywhere.
Ooh, congratulations.
That's not
Don't
true.
screw it up.
Too late.
No pressure, but yeah, don't screw it up. Great. Thanks.
Another guest that Jim can later say they had first.
I'm just happy I wasn't.
Yeah.
So, even
Destroyed my psyche.
tell them about yourself and anything you want to share.
Well, let's see. I'm Stephen Hubbard. I'm an author, as we've already discussed. I also have Props, my debut fantasy novel, Conspiracy of Ravens, which
so good.
Jim gave one of the best reviews I've ever gotten. So kudos. Currently, right now, in the process of finishing up book 2.
Ears perk up.
Yes, we're closer and closer every day. It's a little delayed. It should have been out last year, but all kinds of reasons that it didn't happen. But the upside is I'm already a good chunk of stuff mapped out for book 3. So it won't be as big a delay between 2 and 3 as it was between 1 and 2. And that's basically it. This is probably the first time in 20 years that I'm not driving back and forth to an ice rink with one of my kids to play hockey. So it's kind of an awkward feeling. I'm not quite sure what to do with myself.
Oh, you're right.
At one time I had 4 going at once. And so now to not have any, it's like, what do I do? So I vacuum.
The house is so clean.
It is. We try. As far as what I'm reading, again, more props for you. I am currently on a reread of Gardens of the Moon.
Nice.
Back to Malazan.
So good.
That's it's been a long time. I finished the whole thing way back when.
Yeah.
And now plowing through it again.
I'm sure it's opening up in new ways, though. Completely.
A little bit, yeah. And usually when I'm reading, I try to have one fiction and one nonfiction going.
Okay.
And so my nonfiction that I'm currently doing is Targeted Beirut by Jack Carr. He of the Terminal List fame. And this is about the 1983 embassy bombing and the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut. So that's been really intense.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah,
and
light
now
reading material.
Currently waiting on, I know next week I will have Andrei Sapkowski's newest Witcher book coming in.
I know Glenn's excited about that. Yeah.
Crossroads of Ravens. So of course I have to be all over that. And I'm also very much looking forward to reading Shadows Upon Time, which will conclude Christopher Rocchio's Sun Eater series.
Okay. Which I've yet to start, but it's really high on my TBR. That's done.
Yeah. And I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Christopher's a good guy, and the book series is just fantastic.
Awesome.
I enjoyed that first book.
And I'll admit, I enjoy finding a series when it's done.
Yes.
So I can read all the way through. I can binge straight to the end. That's such
yeah. That always hurts us poor people that are trying to do it as we're going along. Because
I know
people that say, "Oh, I'm not going to buy it till it's done." And it's like, well,
hey,
that's not
done. Yeah.
I'll throw going the other way. I've really enjoyed being a younger reader, coming to so many finished series that everyone tells me I have to read. Getting to get to just a couple books in and then catch up in the excitement waiting. I love looking for books that are coming out. The amount of times I Google 3 times a week when 7 different books are going to come out and there's still no release dates, it's great.
Nice. Well, that's good. But anyway, to you two, congratulations on 4,000. That's
Thank you.
Pretty awesome. And Jim, I did watch your video this morning about the books that you go back to reread. Several in there that are certainly amongst mine. And I did just finish rereading The Stand about a month ago. So,
It's a great book. Great book.
So it was interesting going back to that one in a post-COVID world.
Oh, indeed it was. Indeed.
Oh,
Yeah, it changes your perspective a little bit. All right, we have one last very patient guest who's just been hanging out in the background and not able to chime in on any of this yet. A previous person who's appeared with us but hasn't been on here for a long time. So let's bring in Mr. Drew McCaffrey. Hello, sir.
Hey, everybody. First
Hey,
off,
Drew.
congratulations. Like you said, it has been a long time. I think there were several fewer zeros in that subscriber count the last time I was on.
I think so.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces on my screen as well.
There you go. Indeed. You are definitely part of a community that many of us connect with. Yes. Tell us about yourself. Because again, a lot of our more recent subscribers are like, Drew, what's this guy?
Yeah. So I'm Drew McCaffrey. I have my fingers in, honestly, like too many different pies. I am the host of the Inking Out Loud podcast, general fantasy and sci-fi review. We've covered, Wheel of Time, Stormlight, Cosmere, Black Company, Dresden Files, like all over the place. I write for Reactor Magazine, formerly Tor.com. I'm an author. I have started publishing a series of epic fantasy short stories called the Takan Empire. I have 3 stories out, which you can find for very cheap on Kindle. And a 4th should be coming along. I'm waiting to hear back from on some edits, but should be coming along hopefully around Halloween time.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's
you've been busy. I like it.
Yeah, it has been busy.
And do you have time to read? Are you reading anything right now?
I am. So I actually lied to Jim when I mentioned last night. I said I was reading 3 books, and then that changed this morning. So I'm reading 2 books by Glenn Cook for Inking Out Loud. I'm reading Bitter Gold Hearts, which is book 2 of the Garrett P.I. Files. It's his fantasy detective series. Lots of fun. And then I'm reading Lies Weeping, which is the much anticipated first book in the Black Company sequel series. It's been 25 years since that series ended, and we're finally getting a story continuation. I'm also reading Ash, A Secret History by Mary Gentle, which is sort of like it presents as an alternate history, but as you get further in, it's a lot more than that. And it is a beast. I have been going very slowly through it. It's longer than Wind and Truth. It was published as 4 separate books in the US, but it was originally written as 1. So it's been slow going, but it's really, really good. And then I just started reading a new Brandon Sanderson beta read.
Ooh, fun.
I am under NDA on, so
yeah, I figured you weren't able to tell us about that.
But for those of us who follow him, I'm sure we can guess which ones. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not even going to test. I've had to sign NDAs before. That's not fun. Not for reading cool stuff like NDAs.
I won't cry, but I'm very excited for you.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm not jealous at all.
It's interesting. It has taken me by surprise. I say that.
All right.
Well, you beta read for 2 Wheel of Time books, didn't you?
No. I only started beta reading for Brandon in 2017.
Okay.
The
Definitely
Legion,
some of Stormlight. You did.
Yes, I beta read on Rhythm of War and Wind and Truth. So, to my chagrin, I was actually asked to beta read on Oathbringer, and I said no. And then,
why would you do that?
And then all my friends are posting all the photos where they got invited out to Brandon's house. I'm like, oh, well, I made a mistake. So, yeah, the next time beta read came around, I reached out to Peter, and I was like, hey, can I change my mind?
Oh, man. That's one of those life choices that you're like, I will regret forever.
Consequences.
But it was a lot of fun. Like I had a long running tradition with the Wheel of Time and then with Stormlight that I would take the day off work when a new book comes out and I just read the whole thing in one sitting. And I did that with Oathbringer, and it was awesome. It took me 13 hours, but I read it in one sitting.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for taking the time to join us for this episode. And we're going to just have some fun here now. We're going to talk nerdy stuff. We're going to talk books. And we're going to just jump through a bunch of topics. you don't know what any of these are because this is all prepped in secret. Zach knows.
I know a little.
You know,
I had 24-hour notice.
I am the mastermind behind the stuff. That is true. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But our first thing we're going to talk about is called Nerdy Confessions and Guilty Pleasures. So this is just a simple thing for each one of you to think about and give us one nerdy confession. Okay, something, I'll give you an example. Like, I've never read Dune. That's not true for me. But, you know, that would be a nerdy confession. It's like, how do you have cred? What? You've never read Dune? You know, something like that. So think of one thing. And while you're thinking, I'm giving just a moment and I'm tap dancing. People in chat, likewise, what's your most shameful science fiction, fantasy, even horror confession? We won't judge. Probably.
He'll judge. I won't.
I'll judge with you.
So Zach in particular is going to pay attention to the chat here. If there's any particularly spicy confessions, they might show up on the screen. They might. Well, we'll see. All right. So we lost somebody. Oh, Derek. Derek went away. Derek's
He's
having
coming
just
back.
questionable Wi-Fi. I'll watch for him. He'll be back. You know, Minnesota's far away from everybody else. It's hard.
You just lost all your viewers from Minnesota.
It's okay. Some of them are family.
Yeah, that's true. We have family in Minnesota. We even lived there, not Zach. That was pre-Zach.
Hey, I was probably conceived there. Let's move on from
Actually,
that.
let's not talk about that. Yeah, that is true.
That is not a nerdy confession I need to know.
All right. Do I have a volunteer, someone who's ready and has your nerdy confession?
I saw Glenn.
Okay, Glenn, what you got?
Everybody knows me as a big Star Wars fan, but what they don't realize is my first property I was exposed to was Star Trek. From the time I was a baby, my dad was a big fan of Star Trek. I've read many, many, many Star Wars novels. I've read many Star Trek role-playing books and tech manuals and stuff like that, but I have never read a single Star Trek book in my life, novel in my life. I've seen pretty much every episode of Star Trek. It just, I don't know. I've had them available and I've just passed them over every time I go to grab a book.
There you go. It takes a big person to admit such a weakness, such a failing. Well,
you would have thought I would have read Star Trek, but I just,
Yeah, that's all right. All right. Leia, you got one ready?
Yeah. And you actually kind of made me think of it with the Dune thing. I started reading Dune many years ago and fell in love with all the descriptions of the aircraft and like the technical layout. I'm an engineer in real life, so I just loved how all that was written. And then I got to the attack on the compound and the family, and I could not get over the gay villain and how horrible he was. He was a pedophile, and it was just like all like, and as a queer person, I know it was written in the 70s, and that was very much what was going on. Like villains to be gay and pedophiles was very much a frequent thing, and I couldn't get past it. And I've talked with several people, and they're like, no. I think with some of the people on even this Zoom I've talked with, they're like, if you just get past that, like that's not what the books are about. That's not an ongoing trend. You do kind of have to like suck it up and get past it. So I've been meaning to for I think like 5 or 6 years at this point, and I haven't. So it's on my list to get to eventually. Especially as somebody who likes to read before I see shows or movies, and I haven't. And I'm like,
oh, the movies are really good.
Oh, the movies are so good.
They're okay.
Yeah.
What I will say, at least with the more recent
They're
movies,
visually stunning, but they're okay.
They're very visually stunning. I liked the effects. The newer movies were much better.
Yeah.
And there's not the focus or intent on what it sounds like was the issue.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, like they were just bad. It was just, like, it's just a very evil bad guy because he's an evil bad guy. So he wasn't going in there with the intention of raping the one dude's son. Yeah. So, which was very much in the forefront. Like, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just this paragraph. Nope, it's not just this paragraph. It just kept going
Herbert
for
was a
pages and pages and pages. And I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, I get it. You want to rape the kid. Like, can we stop?
Herbert.
Yeah.
Herbert supposedly disowned his own son for being gay,
Yeah.
according to the other son. You know,
Mhm.
so yeah, he was a raging homophobe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just continuing around the circle, the square. It's not a circle. Eric, do you got something? Do you have a
Of
nerdy
course.
confession?
It's easy for me in this group to be ashamed. I have two.
Two. Oh,
I-
okay.
I didn't go past book 5 in the Wheel of Time,
And I am
don't know
still
if I
judging
ever will.
you. I am still judging you about that. Just so you know.
And
Like,
you
kick
can
'em out.
you go even further. I have never read one word of A Song of Ice and Fire.
Wow.
Good for you.
Don't. It's not worth it. He's not going to finish the series.
Don't even bother until he publishes them all.
Yeah.
I am of a very torn
But that's
mind
not
on that
why
one.
I just haven't got to it yet. I mean, I just read Stephen King and whatever else Jim tells me.
Hey, if you get to it at the same pace that he gets to writing it, you'll get there eventually.
Oh,
This is true.
So true.
all right. Nerdy confession. Well done. Daniel, how about you?
Maybe that's what Drew is reading. He's reading a beta of Brandon Sanderson finishing the Wheel of Time.
No.
Song of Ice and Fire.
Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh yeah, Song of Ice and Fire.
NDA,
That's right,
NDA.
Song of Ice and Fire.
All right, Daniel. Give us your nerdy confession.
So Eric is gonna love and hate me on this because my confession. I'm gonna preface this with I read the first book in A Song of Ice and Fire, and I thought it was horrible, so I didn't keep reading. So you're in good company having not read Song of Ice and Fire. So there you go. Unfortunately,
I feature the books on my shelf, but hey,
Yeah,
you know,
well-
it's all good.
Hey, again, I'm glad they exist for you, Jim. I'm
Okay.
just sad that they exist for me. It's okay. It's fine. Also, we're not going to go into it much, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of that particular author's proclivity to talk bad about other authors. Some of my favorites, including, but again, that's not the conversation. It's not a big deal. He absolutely gets his own opinions, and I don't decry anyone, their opinions, or their writing style. People love it, and that's awesome. That's great. Jim is one of those people who likes the writing. It's awesome. Just not for me.
There you go.
Jim also liked Mark Tufo.
That
Yes,
being
I do like Mark
said,
Tufo. You're right. And again, the fact that Eric disagrees with so many things I like, and yet we're still friends, just shows the kind of guy I am.
Exactly. Yeah. You're so accepting of other people's faults. It's great, Jim.
Zach's known that for decades.
That's a very kind way to phrase it.
But my confession is actually going to hurt Eric, and that is I have actually listened to a couple of Stephen King novels. I have never actually read one word of Stephen King. I have watched lots of Stephen King. I have listened to 2 books. I have never actually cracked a Stephen King book open in my life.
I just had to
Audiobooks
fix
count.
that. Move Eric farther away.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you were doing.
But I think doesn't this get
count.
down a little bit down to audiobooks are still reading books.
They
Like,
are
Absolutely.
100%.
and well, and I like as
They
much
are.
as I love opening a physical book, like my ADHD goes all over the place. I used to be able to do it a lot, but now I'm just like, oh, I should be like, I need to be multitasking while I'm doing everything. And but
Yeah.
so sitting down and just reading a book, it has gotten beyond me, and I've been trying to get better about it. But so
Yeah.
hopefully,
Well, and
Eric-
say,
with Stephen King, I feel like it's a little different because he has 45,000 books, and so only having read 2 of them really is effectively like having read no Stephen King books. But at the same
ones?
time, I mean,
I am curious too. Which ones did you read?
Like
Pet
4%
Cemetery
of his books.
is one of the ones that I
Cemetery is a
listened
classic.
to, and what is the second one? I don't actually remember. I have to look it up.
So bad you blocked
been
it
a long
from your
time.
memory. Ouch.
I've only read a couple.
No, it hasn't been eliminated. I could tell you, I believe I could tell you part of the plot, and when I look it up, I'm gonna know it immediately. But
All right. Well,
again,
we'll let you work on that. We're gonna move on down
it's
to
gonna
Drew.
take me 5.
Give us your nerdy confession, Drew.
You're fine, Daniel. I've only read one Stephen King book, and it's On Writing, which barely even counts. So
Eric loves that one.
so I'll give you
But it's a
I'll give you a 2-for-1 confession that's going to get me pilloried in this group. I DNF'd both The Blade itself and Gardens of the Moon.
Interesting.
I do not like either Joe Abercrombie or Steven Erikson.
I don't know.
Wow.
We might have to kick him out now. That's big. That
seems hard.
I've read Half a King and I read The Devils. I gave Abercrombie 3 shots and he struck out. And Malazan, I tried 3 different times, never made it through. And that one was very frustrating for me because on paper, Erikson should be my favorite writer. I love The Black Company. Malazan was so inspired by that. I love really detailed, in-depth stories. I think Gene Wolfe is one of my favorite writers of all time. I love Matthew Stover. I really wanted to like Gardens of the Moon, but I just deeply disliked the way he told that story.
I'm actually surprised at that one because it is right up your alley. The kind of writing, the quality of the prose. I'm surprised, but I consider it a gatekeeping book, though. If you can't make it through, it's not for you. But for those who do, it's a special. It
was. Basically, I felt like he just didn't give me anything to care about. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the world. I didn't care about the plot. And I was like, well, why am I reading this?
There's so much in that book you just don't have the context to understand yet.
Yep.
When you make it further through the series, it becomes more and more brilliant in hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a tough way to consume a book.
If you have to say that, is it a good book?
I know.
Yeah.
But it's
I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad someone did.
The wall I hit from Malazan.
I know it.
I hit a wall after book 3. I got through book 3 and I had to stop, but of the 3 I've read, I actually like Gardens of the Moon the most, which from what I understand is a rarity amongst people who read Malazan.
Mm-hmm.
It's the least favorite. I've read it 3 times. I like it more than the other 2 that I've read.
Interesting.
It's a lot easier of a read for me, but I can totally understand why somebody wouldn't like Malazan. I very much understand.
It definitely, that first book, it lost me in the first half. I loved the second half. I'm still in a year and a half later after starting the first half of the second book. So we'll see if the second book last half will be better.
You didn't include that in your reading list.
Hey,
so.
they said it was a stamina-based thing. I'm trying to see how long will it really take me to get through all of Malazan.
Oh, goodness.
Also,
oh, good Lord.
I did figure it out. It's The Stand.
Oh, The Stand.
Okay.
At least you've
there
done
you
The
go.
Stand.
That
Okay.
counts for all.
Okay, fair. That counts for at least.
And as I
2
said,
Stephen King books.
I definitely feel like I've experienced several others because I've seen The Shining, I've seen it, and they are, according to people who have read the books, they are relatively faithful adaptations. But at the same time,
Doesn't
I have
count.
not.
Doesn't count reading.
Depends on which version.
I'm fully aware that
Watching
it
the
doesn't
movie
count
does not
reading.
count.
Yeah.
Audiobooks count
I
as
agree.
reading.
I'm completely in agreement with you, Leia. But yeah, it means that I
We
have
should get to the next
intaked
person.
All right.
some of Stephen King.
Whoa.
Just
So
not as
moving
much as
on to Stephen, and did you introduce yourself as Steve? I maybe didn't hear.
I
wanna
said
say it right.
Steven, but Steve is what I tend to go by in
Yeah.
parlance.
So
So
we're all friends here now.
Yeah.
So Steve, what do you got? What's
we're
your
even
nerdy
drinking
confession?
together. So
Yes. Yes.
I didn't read Dune, but that one's already been taken, so I'm not gonna go.
Oh, I started it.
Dune.
I was just grumpy about a part and didn't move forward.
That's fine. I own Dune. I've started reading Dune a couple of times, and I stopped reading it not because of the book, but because of other situations coming up, taking over. I've got to put it down, and then I just don't get back to it. It's on my list. It's still something that I will be getting to. I guess the biggest one for me, though, is going to be, as much as I love Terry Brooks, and I do. I've got everything in hardcover from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of
I
work.
hate the Sword of Shanro with a passion.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable.
When I was 14 and I was starting to read that book, I got like 80 pages into it, and I just flung it across the room. I was so mad. I'm like, this is just the Lord of the Rings with the names changed. And I was so mad. And I've tried to read that one numerous times since then. And I can never finish it.
Yeah.
But everything else, once he gets past that.
Yes.
And I think Lester Del Rey had a pretty heavy hand in how that book came out. Once he gets past that and he's allowed to do his own thing, I love what he does. And so I'm a big fan of Terry Brooks and what he does, but for the love of God, I can't stand that first book.
I explained this to somebody earlier today, actually, that you have to read The Sword of Shannara because it lays some foundational groundwork that you're going to want to understand. But it really doesn't take off until the Elfstones of Shannara. And then when he hits the Wish Song, oh my goodness, that's where he's really going and doing his own stuff in such amazing ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I ask a horrible question then? Could you just do the wiki for the first book? Could you just like read a summary?
No, we all had to suffer it. You must read it.
Right. You must feel the pain.
It's a rite of passage.
The glory of
it's worth getting through.
That much better if you endure the suffering.
All right. Thank you.
And it's a fast read.
That was good stuff. Derek, what's your nerdy confession? I don't really like Malazan. No.
No, I'm enjoying that quite a bit. I guess I've never read a Stephen King book, and I don't know that I ever will, I guess.
Everybody's crushing Eric's soul right now.
He's just shaking his head.
He's got part of the culture. You don't even have to read
You guys are going to make him never want to come back.
Oh, well, we'll have to find the right Stephen King book for you someday.
I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I mean, I've seen, some movies and TV shows and stuff, and I enjoyed those. So it's kind of like, well, do I need to go back and read the book now? I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps.
Fair enough.
All right, Carrie, you better have a spicy one. You've had a long time to think about.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, my nerdy confession, please don't kick me out of your sci-fi fantasy community. I have never finished Lord of the Rings. I have started it when I was a teenager, late teen, early 20s, but I have never finished it. I got stuck somewhere in the Two Towers. I have read The Hobbit twice. I read Fellowship of the Ring, but I've never...
So did most of the Fellowship.
I was stuck in the middle. I never finished Return of the King. So that's my confession.
Have you seen...
Yeah!
Did you... What happened?
I'm kidding.
I love the movies.
Oh, good. We're fine. You're fine.
No, because
the early 2000 movies with Peter Jackson.
Oh, they were classics. Some of the best
adaptations. And there's so much hot actors on that, back in the day. Crushes, Orlando Bloom and
Viggo Mortensen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know the story. I just haven't read the books all the way through.
I have a second quick confession, Jim. I actually like the Lord of the Rings movies more than the books at this point.
There's lots of people. Zach feels that way.
I've said that on this channel.
Yeah.
That for the most part,
I grew up reading those books every year for years.
There you go.
I've read it 50 times, and I prefer the movie at this point.
It's great.
It's interesting because they actually on public radio, my dad used to listen to it literally all the time. And so when I was a teenager, they actually had these like 4 book and film experts who were on, and they were talking about film adaptations. And when they went, hey, what's the worst film adaptation? All 4 of them were all over the place, and they were talking about like different series and like all this blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, okay, what's the best one? And all 4 of them, without fail, were just 100% The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
There was no hesitation. There was no discussion.
Especially the
All
extended
four of them
versions
just
when
said
you
The
get.
extended
100%.
version is the only
Yeah.
version. If
Okay,
you
thank
think
you.
about
All
the
right.
theatrical
We
release.
can universally agree on that. Okay.
I mean, let's throw just a tiny little confession of my own. I was a child when these came out. I didn't know the difference between the theatrical versions and the extended editions because that's what we watched at home. I knew the extended editions. Eventually, they came out with the Blu-ray that added other scenes but didn't have the extended edition scenes. And I was so confused why some of my favorite scenes weren't there.
Now, he was at the theatrical editions, just this little kid with us here,
Yeah.
but he doesn't remember that.
I remember going to Return of the King. I was 3, 4.
Yeah.
I cosplayed to the theater releases.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal going to the movies when they came out. It was like epic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I totally embarrassed my big sister
Yeah.
by dressing up as a hobbit.
All right, so Zach, is that legit your nerdy confession, or do you have something else?
I mean, there's other things out there. I am still working my way through Malazan. I haven't actually read any Stephen King, things that we've talked about in chat. The other thing that will go in there, I'll give a guilty pleasure here. Contrary to you, I love to read some romantasy. I want a little bit of spice. I love to mix between the heavy-hitting, deep, high fantasy and something that is clearly written at a lower reading level to be interesting in a different way. I want that sometimes. I want that palate cleanse. And that's not to say that all romantasy is at a lower reading level, because it's not.
Yeah, I was.
But
okay,
I am totally willing to read something that I think is written worse because I'm looking for something that I would find on the CW.
Wait a second. I like the CW.
I was gonna say like HBO or something that's not on like public TV. So like
Crazy. Good stuff. All right, I have a confession too, but before I do mine, Leia noticed something about someone who's in the chat.
Yes.
Spill.
Oh, I have to spill?
You're the one who noticed it. You knew it.
Oh, well, I was going to let you guys do it. And like, okay, whatever.
We
Anyway,
appreciate it, but we give you the credit.
Fine.
Right.
Life Blind and Full, happy fucking name day!
Happy birthday!
And for those of you who don't know Wheel of Time, that's like code for birthday.
So this live stream has changed. It's now a birthday celebration for them.
There you go. There you go. And glad you're spending some of your birthday with us. Thank you. All right, my nerdy confession has to do with media content that's out there that fantasy fandoms go nuts for, and I have never watched any of Firefly or Serenity.
Oh my god!
You have homework, sir.
I know it's there,
Yeah.
and I kind of know what it's about, but I never did.
It's not that much. It's one season of Firefly and one shitty short movie.
Oh, everyone's bitter. It was only one season. I know that, but
Wow.
I never got around to it.
I'm flabbergasted.
I need to fix it. All
You
right.
need to get yourself out of the stream.
It's a
worth
known
it.
thing. I'm disappointed in him. I tried.
Worth it.
Oh, so Zach, were there any particular chats that need to be mentioned?
Yeah, beyond Light Blind and Fools having a birthday today, I want to highlight way back at the start of this conversation, Mark Dickey threw something in there. I need to highlight him because he's the only person I know of involved in this right now who's known you longer than I have.
He was the best man in our wedding. So yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And are you gonna read it? Do you want me to put it up?
I
Put
thought
it
you were
up.
going to just throw it up there.
There it is.
It dates it a little bit. Hollywood videos don't exist anymore, right?
No,
Nor
they
do
are
blockbusters,
gone.
sir.
Yeah,
Congratulations for at least knowing what they are. Young.
I remember as a child, we would walk down to the Hollywood video. It was a good mile walk. We'd get movies, we'd come back, and then Netflix became a thing and we got them in the mail instead.
Yes.
I was gonna say Zach's not actually that much younger than me, and so I remember vividly Friday night Blockbuster runs to go get a movie. So yes, I do agree that there are absolutely people now who have been born into a world and are probably old enough to have kids who have no idea what Blockbuster is. But Zach and I aren't them. We're not there yet.
I am a child, big air quotes on that, because I did technically live in 2 centuries by about 3 months.
That's true. That's true. Just kind of right there at the edge.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Any other chat comments you want us to toss out here?
There was a lot of continued conversation, and I loved seeing people jumping in with their opinions on Martin or Star Trek. And I'm really just loving seeing people engaging with what's going on.
Keep it up. Keep it up. All right. Well, let's move to our next segment, which is a very fast-paced one. This is called Quick Polls, okay, where there's going to be a question, and you have a choice of answers, and just give us your answer. Do not think too long, and we'll go boom, 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 boom. Chat, toss your answer in on each of these ones too, okay? So it'll be very straightforward. I'll do some. Zach will do others. We're going to go back and forth on introducing the topics. These are fun. Good luck. You will struggle with some of these. All right. So the first category is to erase one of these from existence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to give you 4 different intellectual properties or persons or something. And you've got to decide which one would you erase from existence if you have to choose.
Hellfire.
So for the first, here's your 4 options. The Wheel of Time.
No.
Stormlight Archive. A Song of Ice and Fire. Or The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's easy.
Eric, which one?
I've only read one of those.
So no harm to you. Pick.
Fire away.
The George R.R. Martin one, since it's
Smart
never
man.
been
Song of Ice
done.
and Fire is
Smart man.
gone. It's gone. Glenn, how about you?
I have to go with Sanderson. Sorry.
Stormlight
Stormlight
Archive.
Archive's out.
Yep.
2.
Song
Leia?
of Ice and Fire.
Okay. Daniel?
That guy.
Song of Ice and Fire.
True.
Mhm.
Stormlight.
Ooh.
Wild.
Steve.
Oh.
I have a reason why you can't get rid of Song of Ice and Fire, because then you don't have Game of
Stormlight.
Thrones, and then we don't have Wheel of Time.
You get rid of Stormlight too. It's gone. Derek?
Stormlight.
Woo. How about you, Carrie?
It's a toss up, but I'm going to pick Stormlight because I haven't read Sanderson yet. I'll try to Wheel of Time.
Stormlight wins across the board here. The majority. Zach, did you agree with that?
No, I was in the Song of Ice and Fire camp. I do hear Glenn's point about Game of Thrones, but we were talking just generally, and my reading experience, I like the other 3 more. I like the movies for Lord of the Rings better than I do Game of Thrones.
I see the chat trying to get rid of A Song of Ice and Fire, but I'd get rid of Stormlight too. Of those 4, that's where
We
I
can
go.
all agree we keep the Wheel of Time and we keep the
Oh,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
So, moving on, we got a couple more things to get rid of. Different intellectual properties. We got 4 things. Keep 3. Get rid of 1. Star Trek, Star Wars, the MCU, or Doctor Who.
How dare you?
All right, so we're gonna start with Drew this time.
Can I get rid of more than one?
No, oh, bad boy. No.
I'm just chaos today, apparently. I'll go with Star Trek, I guess.
Wow, Steve,
Are we talking old Star Trek or like the new Star Trek?
we're talking
All of the
I
above.
understand
Has to
there's
be
a
all
different
of it.
feel there, but the
All
whole
or
thing-
nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, just like you can't keep old Star Wars, but get rid of new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek?
Doctor Who is gone.
Doctor Who. Never watched it. Don't know anything about it.
No skin in the game. Carrie,
I'm also going to pick Doctor Who because I love the other 3 way better than that one.
fair. Eric,
Doctor Who.
Glenn,
Repeat my choices.
Star Trek,
Real quick, Star
Star
Wars?
Wars, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or Doctor
MCU.
Who.
MCU.
MCU.
oh man. Okay, Leia,
I refuse to answer this question.
she's abstaining.
That's not
Okay, fair
Joy.
enough. Daniel,
Wait, that's a fair enough answer? No, we make Leia answer. What's
Only
this
because
bullshit?
I said it. Are you going to fight me on this one? Seriously? Do you want to fight me?
I've never wanted to fight you, Leia. I
I
just want you
know.
to answer the question.
No, I'm not answering the question. You're going to have to
I mean,
fight
Daniel,
me.
if you want to
Star Wars-
abstain too, you
Star Wars is
can.
the answer.
Well,
No,
now
Star
that
Wars
I
is
know
the
that we're allowed to not answer,
right? Yeah.
I'm prepared for this.
Because
It's not
I
that
understood the
it's allowed,
assignment.
it's just-
I will answer the
it's
question.
just- Come on.
All right, Dad, what did you get rid of?
Oh, so we missed it. Daniel, what did you decide?
Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ouch.
The one that I would keep.
Yeah. I see in the chat MCU is the one most being agreed with. I would have gone Doctor
chat
Who.
does get it wrong sometimes. It's okay.
No, I mean, I'll be honest. I probably was right there with you, Daniel. I hate myself for saying it, but I think I would have gone Star Wars.
Yeah. No.
Well, and like, to be completely honest, it's saving itself. Every new Star Wars property that I see, sans the new trilogy, like Andor, Mandalorian.
Andor was really good.
All of these like new TV shows and whatnot, I'm highly impressed. But there was a whole section in the middle there where I did not feel like we would be losing that much if we just eliminated the entire thing.
Just when Luke.
See, I have like 120 Star Wars novels in my bookcase out in the other room, so that ain't happening for me.
Oh, speaking of guilty pleasures, let's just hop back. I've never read any of those.
Oops. All right,
So
well, here's your
audiobooks-
homework.
audiobooks
Jim
are-
has to watch Firefly. Zach has to read the novelization by Matthew Stover of Revenge of the Sith.
But to be fair,
Thank
Star Wars,
you.
none of those books are actually canon anymore. So I mean,
No, that's not true.
That's a
That's not
touchy
true.
subject.
That is not true. There are some that are very much canon.
Not-
And you can say,
It's
In
the
this
novelization
we
of
will
episode 3.
Yep.
get into it after this
I'm still
because
bitter over Mara Jade. I'm bitter. Okay, I'm just saying that.
But I will say, Zach, real quick, the audiobooks are great because they have the soundscapes to them.
Mm.
So like when the lightsabers come out and then they play the themes for like they play the Darth Vader for whenever the Sith are there, and like it's so good. You get really
One
into it.
important thing about the audiobooks, a lot of like the original audiobooks are all abridged. So like the X-Wing books, the audiobooks are like 4 hours long.
Whoa.
It's like half the story. But they have started the new Essential Legends series, re-releasing all of them with unabridged audiobooks, which is great.
Nice.
That's good to know. I did not know that.
Yeah. All right, here's the next one. 4 more. You must erase one of these. Dune. So everything Dune. The Expanse. Foundation. Or Hyperion. So Dan Simmons, Hyperion Cantos. All right, one of those. So this time we'll start with Leia.
I haven't read Hyperion or any of that, so I'll just go with that.
There you go.
Even with my gripe about the first Dune book.
Daniel?
I think I go Foundation. That's a hard, but I think I go Foundation.
Okay. Drew?
I think I have to go Foundation too, but I don't like it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
We feel bad. Okay. All right. Steve?
The rule has already been made that I can abstain, so I refuse.
You didn't amend the rules.
I didn't. Derek, how about you?
The one I don't know anything about, The Expanse.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
you have homework too now, Derek. You need to go read The
Derek has
Expanse.
homework now. Okay.
Maybe
Carrie?
one day.
Okay, I feel embarrassed. I don't know two of these. I'm only familiar with Dune or The Expanse. What are the other two about?
Oh, that would take us a while.
Hyperion
Yeah.
is
Foundation.
Canterbury Tales sci-fi. It's
That's
really, really
fair.
clever.
They're both sci-fi series, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I mean, they
Foundation's like the classic, like
It's the oldest one on the list.
There's also
Yeah,
3 seasons out on Apple TV of Foundation. So
Mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
only, and I'm
it is very different from the books, though.
that's what I've
Yes,
heard,
I was gonna
but-
say, and its writing is incredibly inconsistent.
Mm.
Okay, then I'm going to pick Hyperion because I don't really know much about that, and I've heard much about the other one. So.
You will least irritate people by choosing Hyperion. So that was Eric?
Once again, my choice is based on I want to be one of the cool kids, so I'm choosing what Daniel and Drew said because I'm using middle school logic here. If I go with
That's
them, I'll be one of the cool ones. Foundation.
That's a terrible choice. Drew is the only cool kid we have.
Excuse you. Excuse you. You got
I
me and
said what
Carrie
I
here.
said.
You got me and Carrie here.
Well, remember,
said
this is
what I
middle
said.
school level, so boys.
Middle
boys
school,
and
you
girls
still want to.
don't.
You want to impress the girls, though.
Well, no.
Ooh, touche.
All right,
And we
Glenn,
both
your
chose
turn.
Hyperion.
What do you think, Glenn?
I tried reading Hyperion and I absolutely freaking hated it, so I'm gonna go Dune.
Wait. Oh my goodness.
Hilarious.
I've grown to hate
Hard
the Dune
left
universe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a reread. I'm in the middle of a reread of Dune, and I hate that universe now. I absolutely hate it with a passion.
Oh goodness, we need to talk. We need to talk sometime. Oh wow. All right, have to use the restroom. Zach, you got the next one. You take this. I'll be right back.
Cool. Okay.
I'm going to take this opportunity
Jim,
to get myself a
you
beer.
got to answer the question.
You got to answer before you go.
Oh, okay. I better answer quick then. No, I'd get rid of Hyperion. Of them, it'd be Foundation or Hyperion. I don't want to get rid of either one, but
Is that the only one you haven't read?
So yeah, Hyperion. What?
That's the only one you haven't read, right?
Yeah, so it's easy. But it's not, because Hyperion, everything I know about it says I'm going to love it. Not necessarily the rest of the books in the quartet, but the first one I will enjoy. So yeah, that's me.
And that's where we get from my choice, because I've read all four. I do enjoy all four. I loved the original 2 Hyperion Cantos. I do not want to read Endymion. Everything I've seen about it just like says I'm going to dislike it. So I'll get rid of Hyperion. I will take that sacrifice from something I loved because I'm not willing to continue with the property. But we've got one more that we're erasing some things here. Just one. And I'm going to start with Eric here.
Because Stephen King's involved.
Because I think Eric is the most likely to abstain. Because yes.
It's all Stephen King.
Stephen King, Clive Barker, Shirley Jackson, or Joe Hill. We're going some horror things here.
One to get rid of?
One to get rid of.
I will go with Clive Barker. I haven't actually read anything by him, and I really enjoy the other 3, so no skin in the Clive Barker game.
You got lucky. Because I everything I have heard, I do think you will enjoy Clive Barker as well. All right, Glenn.
Writing it down.
I'll go Shirley Jackson because I've never heard her.
If I remember correctly, Shirley Jackson is Haunting of Hill House, a couple of those things.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Horror.
It's not a genre I know anything about.
Fair enough. To be honest, my dad made the worst call using Now to use the bathroom because he's the one who reads more horror here.
Exactly. Like
Right.
Oh, he did it on purpose. He knew what he was doing.
He was abandoning you.
Oh, look.
It was
back.
really painful to be gone for this one. Yes, I am most interested in your answers on this.
So the only one I read is Stephen King. So I mean, just not Shirley Jackson because she's a female writer. I'm assuming.
Joe Hill at Stephen King's son.
Yeah. So and also not the female author because especially in a genre like that, female authors are still breaking through. So
She's awesome too.
yeah. So the other 2 can go fuck themselves.
Ooh.
Also having never read them, and I don't care.
Dropping the mic right there.
Boom. All right, we'll keep it going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Clive Barker. I'm with. Yeah, I again still
Not a
don't
Pinhead
really
fan,
want to get
huh?
rid of any of them, but Clive Barker is the one that I am the least excited about of the 4 that are relatively exciting.
Okay. All right.
Well, I have never read anything by either Clive Barker or Joe Hill, so I'm going to flip a coin.
I love it.
It's Joe Hill.
Pocket D2. Joe Hill's out of here.
The coin did you dirty. Okay. Steve,
Joe Hill. Joe Hill's
Hill.
out of all of those, Clive Barker, I think, is the best of the bunch. So
Okay.
Joe
Interesting.
Hill's easy for me to let go of.
Okay. Derek?
What has Joe Hill written? I'm not familiar with the name.
He's Stephen King's son.
Nosferatu.
Stephen King's son.
Heart-shaped box. He's got a new one this year. I haven't read that
He's
much. by him.
co-written with Stephen, hasn't he?
Yeah, they wrote. Can't think of it in my head. They wrote at least a long novella called In the Tall Grass. It's incredibly freaky. And some other short stories. They have one It's a road rage story that's really good, but I don't know what it's called.
He's the youngest and freshest of the authors. He's the one who's going to be around the longest.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good for him though, because I can't imagine co-writing a book with my dad.
He co-wrote a book with his dad.
I mean,
Joe
that's what
did,
you said.
yeah.
That Joe's
Joe
Stephen
Hill,
King's son,
Stephen King.
right?
Yeah.
I guess it would
I
be
missed
between
that
Joe
totally.
Hill and Clive Barker. I haven't read either of them, so it doesn't matter to me. I'd flip a coin too, but don't have one, so either one's fine.
When Zach called me, I was pulling up a random number generator to roll a d4. So
You can
Joe
also
Barker.
just have your dice handy next to you at all times.
That's right. There you go.
yeah, I'm not as
See,
tired.
totally the cool kid of the bunch, Eric. Totally.
Carrie,
It worked.
get rid of. Who would you?
Okay, so I've only read Stephen King of this bunch, and by process of elimination, based on our conversation, I'm gonna pick Barker.
Barker. Okay. Eric, you're the most savvy in this category. Who'd you get rid of?
I got rid of Barker. I haven't read anything
did.
by him. And I love Shirley Jackson and obviously Stephen King, and then Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. And I've liked the books I've read by him. So
Yeah. Nosferatu was pretty cool, actually.
yeah.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dad, as the
So
other
would
most
let
read in
us
this
for-
subgenre, what do you get rid of?
I would. I'd get rid of Clive Barker. Actually, his stuff is the most disturbing to me of them. That's it. Just the only
Disturbing
reason.
how?
It's good, but I think there's the most upside of what'll still come from Joe Hill, and Stephen King is untouchable, and Shirley Jackson was a classic. So by that deduction, I love Clive Barker, but I'd have to let him go.
But when you say disturbing how? Because disturbing can mean a lot of things.
Psychological,
disturbing
body
in a good
horror.
way, not in a bad way. Just
In a horrific way.
yeah, in the right way.
Well,
But-
what's interesting about
That's
Barker-
also not descriptive.
No, it's not.
That's not at all descriptive.
What's interesting about Barker is that he has talked about the fact that he was a cesarean birth. And so he talks about how the horror of that moment of being born, having to be cut out of his mother, and the bloodletting that comes from that imprinted itself on him from the moment he was born. And that's where all of his
Interesting.
horror comes from.
Interesting.
Of course, my
Sure,
wild
that's
question
wild.
is he claiming to remember that? Because
Like Zach, you were
No, but
what the heck?
it imprinted itself on him, and he.
That's just a good story. I think regular birth would be terrifying as well if you could remember it.
Right?
You're getting squished, your head's getting squished.
Oh, wild. All right.
I need more drinks. After this conversation.
We're going to shift. There's still some quick polls, but not eliminating. Now these just do some interesting questions for you real quick. But again, very fast answers. My first one, we're talking about winning in a fight. So who would win in a duel? Here's 4. You get to decide. Rand al'Thor, Geralt of Rivia, Elric of Melnibone, or Drizzt Do'Urden? Who would win in the fight?
Who were the second? The last two?
Elric and Drizzt.
I'll tell you right now, if you don't know who they are, you probably don't think they win.
No, I don't.
I know who all of
this
them
is
are.
this is important, Jim. In these questions, do they all have all of their abilities and
Yeah.
are in sort of their own world?
You have access to everything you know they are capable of.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, then I'll just
Okay, Glenn,
go
go
with
for it.
Rand. 'Cause he cheats. Rand has the one power. Everybody's dust.
What that's what I was gonna say is it's not
Yeah.
cheating.
It's
but
not even
he
a
has
duel. It's not even a duel.
major
It's just-
advantage in this fight.
Yeah, he just Dale fires them. There's no duel whatsoever. Now,
And
if they
as-
actually fought sword fighting, I would go with Geralt.
And as we
With
go
an actual
around
sword
these
fighting.
real
Could
quick,
Stormbringer block Balefire?
that's a question you get to decide, I guess. As we go through these, if you feel like, I don't know enough of these, I'm just going to pass, you can say pass. That's not abstaining. That's just passing. Leia?
The only two I know are Geralt and Rand, and I think I agree with agree with Glenn. Geralt does have some interesting powers, but if it came down to like have all their ability, Rand's just gonna smash. Like he's got his death gates. He's got like he could just literally set Geralt on fire, and Geralt wouldn't be able. If it came down to a sword fight, especially like full spoilers later in the book, I'm not going to mention why, but Rand he's very proficient in the sword. Then he becomes not proficient at the sword. Geralt's going to boss him.
For reasons, yes.
Rand is handicapped.
Not anymore.
But we've got first time readers.
Yeah,
I'm
not saying anything beyond that.
We've got first time readers.
You don't have to give your full justifications because we'll spoil too much. You're right, Daniel.
Nothing beyond that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think Rand wins this duel as he lights his pipe, and that's the end of the story.
Drew, how about you?
Rand.
Steve?
Well, it has to be Rand with the powers, but if we're just going bronze with weapons, I think it's a toss-up between Geralt and Elric.
Yeah,
I think
if
Drizzt
it's
is
with
in
weapons,
that
like
fight,
Stormbringer's.
Right, if the rule of the duel was
fight,
only with sharpened weapons, edged weapons. Yeah, that would be different. Derek?
I know who all of them are, but I've only read Rand, so I'm going to go with Rand.
Fair. Okay. Carrie?
Same answer. I'm only familiar with Rand al'Thor, and I'm biased because I love Wheel of Time.
And Eric, how about you?
Again, I only know one of these, so I'm going with the Imaginarium with Eric Goodwin's answer, Batman.
Nice.
Well, wait, how much prep time does he have?
Batman.
Fair enough. There you go. All right, Zach, give him the next one.
All right, I'm going to call an audible and move all around here. Glenn, I'm going to start with you here because I have to specify. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit here and accept that these are counted as separate genres.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You can
Let me
only
get that in my head.
You can only keep one of these genres to read for the rest of your life. Which are you picking? Fantasy, science fiction, or horror?
Sci-fi.
Okay, let's go reverse direction. Eric?
Horror.
Carrie?
Fantasy.
Derek?
Fantasy.
Let's keep it going, guys. Steve, what do you think?
Fantasy.
Drew?
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Zach, what about you? What would you do?
Yeah, fantasy. It's the peak for me.
Jim. Answer the question, Jim. Answer the question.
Fan or horror?
No.
Nope.
It was very much specified in the rules.
Oh, it would be fantasy. Okay.
That was specified in the rules.
Jim, you got to highlight Imaginarium's comment again because I agree with that fully.
Jim, you could have abstained.
Yeah, this is what we
No, but that
was you had to pick one. That was where Zach was going.
That was and he specifically targeted Glenn on this one because I know Glenn has very many thoughts.
I have a weird definition of fantasy compared to most people. So
I don't think it's that weird. It just doesn't allow for that question.
And it's inclusive. That makes
It's also interesting because while the Venn diagram of these things is mostly a circle, there are horror stories that don't have fantastical elements.
True.
And there are sci-fi stories that you can argue don't really have fantastical elements in some way. So again, it's as I said, it's mostly a circle, but it's not.
If it's set,
so you do shave some off of some areas by going ahead and actually making them 3 categories. It's just mostly a circle.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with, books that very clearly incorporate, like Heroes Die, for instance? Like half of it is like literally epic fantasy with magic and elves and dragons, and the other half is far future.
Piers Anthony's Apprentice Adept does the same thing. The guy goes back and forth between a sci-fi and fantasy world in every book.
Well, and that's exactly what Danny was saying. It's like there are very few of those books, especially like all of us can agree, like they're not just one thing. So they include like Wheel of Time has major horror components to it in certain circumstances. So like if you're talking about like Hinderstap or the Shadow Logoth stuff, or like those are horror, like those are terrifying. So but that doesn't make the book horror. It includes those components. And I think all these books have, like Stephen King's a great example, sci-fi and horror for a lot of them.
Chat's making similar points. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
All right. We've gone for 90 minutes. This was our target. So, wow, this time flew. Totally flew. We're going to wrap with one last question for everybody. Okay. And just one line answer. Okay. No paragraphs. A one-liner from everybody here. The question is, and now I'm going to lean in even harder, in 5 words or less.
I was going to say, Charles Dickens has done some great lines that are paragraph long.
That's all right. So got to limit that. 5 words or less. What makes science fiction, fantasy, and horror worth celebrating? Because we spent a lot of time celebrating.
The most imaginative of fiction. The most imaginative of fiction.
Wow. Glenn setting the stage right there. Boom. Okay. Leia?
2 and 3 brings people together.
Nice. Oh, a little warm, feel touchy. Yeah. All right. Who else is ready? Daniel.
World building and characters, bitch.
Get Jesse Pinkman in there.
Boom. Who else is ready? Drew.
Telling stories otherwise impossible.
Nice.
That's a great line.
Steve, you ready?
It's the greatest of escapes.
Absolutely.
We've got some poets on this.
Nice. Right now. Who else is ready? Derek, you got one?
I think mine's 6 words, but it's anything you want it to be.
Anything you want it. You could say want it in want it to be.
Follow the rules.
If we switch the Valley.
I tried.
Carrie or Eric, is one of you ready? Carrie's ready. I see it.
Kind of. Mine is similar to somebody else. I put escaping the real world fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I like
Escapism is totally what happens here with themes that are still relevant to who we are today. So, it's cool. Eric, no pressure, but everybody else had great ones. What you got?
Answers questions of the soul.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very poetic.
Deep.
We love it. Little snaps.
Zach?
Yeah, I'll be not poetic. I'll be silly. 5 words. Why is it worth celebrating? For me? I like to read it.
Makes me feel good.
It doesn't get more simple than that, though.
Nice.
That's what it comes down to.
That was pretty good. And I'll bring it home for our channel. Sharing stuff with my son. There it is. I take a little credit for getting him
tear up right there, Jim.
Place. And I've told people before I had no one to talk to Wheel of Time about until I had a child. So I made someone to talk to Wheel of Time.
Turns out there was a whole community. You just needed me to finish the series to help you find it.
Well, there it is. There it is. And he did find the first content on Wheel of Time. That was Talk Around Riyadh. And he got me into that.
Ooh, the talkies are amazing.
He brought us into this whole crazy content thing in the first place.
I was also going to say, to be fair to Jim, before you had Zach, I'm not 100% sure there was this big community that was terribly accessible. It has gotten infinitely more accessible since the year in which you had Zach.
This is true.
So,
this is true. That whole
there was a
days.
big community between on Dragon Mount, and then there was a mud and everything. Like if you know Mel and Doing,
The
like,
news
they
group
met on
goes
the
back
mud.
in '93.
Yeah,
I remember waiting for
first
the
time in '96. So I know.
As I said,
remember-
I'm not saying it didn't exist. There definitely
but it
were
wasn't
much
as
less
easy.
accessible. It was,
yeah.
insanely niche until
Yeah.
a certain time where it became much more accessible. That's really what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Good job with the lines. Thank you again. A quick toast to our next 1,000. And thank you for being a part of the thousands that have come so far. We really appreciate it. Yeah, perhaps
Maybe
in 1
3
month. We're
weeks
over
or so.
4,200 already. We'll see where it happens.
Congratulations to you both.
Toast. Cheers.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Just in time, my glass is empty. So that
Mine
was
already
good.
was. It was all performative. It was a lie.
You just toasted air. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
That was great. Again, thank you to all of our guests. Thank you to everyone in the chat.
Thank
Add in
you.
your thoughts too. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't done so yet. And thank you to all of you who are Patreon supporters. Some of you are here with us today, and some of you are in chat. And we really appreciate your support. That just helps keep it going and to pay for all this stuff. You know, StreamYard costs have gotten a lot more expensive. That's what we do this on. And we can keep it because of your support. So thank you. Zach, any last words?
I got nothing.
Well, that's usually how these episodes end. He's like, I got nothing. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will talk to you next time.
Bye.
And then
Bye.
find the button. Hit the
Don't
button.
forget to be
and,
awesome.
And